Welcome to your station 1999 Radio, where the dead speak. Good evening, Nightwalkers, YouTube explorers, and radio listeners. Welcome back to 1999 Radio. My name is Sebastian, and tonight I'll be your host. Thank you for being here on a new broadcast of this, your midnight program. Tonight, we have a good show for you guys. This evening, February 12th, 2024, we start transmission. Tell me, how was your week? This week, I revisited the movie The Crow from 1994. Honestly, I don't remember what I was watching, but I said to myself, I need to watch The Crow again. I love this movie. As many of you already know, this is not a horror movie, but horror fans hold it in a very special place in our hearts. From the music, the story, and the characters, this movie is just amazing. If you watched it a long time ago, watch it again. I know you'll love it all over. I also managed to watch The Conspiracy from 2012. This movie is fun to watch. It's not gonna impress you, but it's a good movie about conspiracy theories and how some kids making a documentary about conspiracy theories end up involved in one. As always, I will leave the trailers for these two movies in the descriptions in case you want to give them a look. Now, let's quickly move on to the birthdays of this week. On February 5th, we have several birthdays. In 1940, in Switzerland, the painter and genius and creator of the xenomorph from Alien, H.G. Geiger, was born. If you are not familiar with his paintings, you should definitely give him a look. They're very impressive. He is the father of the biomechanics, and they really crawl into your skin. Happy birthday, H.R. Geiger. In 1988, a very forgotten great movie by Wes Craven hit theaters, The Serpent and the Rainbow, a film that is based on a book with the same name, which deals with the mythical theme of Haitian zombies, those zombies that are created by voodoo magic. And also, February 5th, but 1956, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers was released in theaters. A very, very good black and white movie. It's one of those movies that mixes horror and science fiction, and they're just perfect. Now, let's jump to February 10th. In 1906, in Oklahoma, the icon Lon Chaney Jr. was born. He brought the Wolfman to life in the 1941 film and appeared in countless horror movies. Happy birthday, Lon Chaney Jr. Finally, on February 11th, 1926, in Canada, the great Leslie Nielsen was born. He was an amazing comedian and an actor who we can't overlook for his serious interpretations of horror movies like Creepshow and his amazing portrayal of Dracula in the parody movie Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Happy birthday, Leslie Nielsen. Alright, let's move on to the main topic of this episode. We're going to continue our journey through the netherworlds, and today we'll focus particularly in the Hinduism underworld. This show will be the third part of the kings, regents, gods of the underworld and their regimes, and we will get to know King Yama. So, let me play the role of Virgil in this journey through the underworld. I do have to warn you that these hells are very different from others, and I will try to narrate them in the most friendly way possible, so to speak, as they are somewhat brutal. I would like you to take a moment before we begin to think about what might have happened to those who created these hells, for them to come up with these places, the reasons for being punished, and the punishments. Well, if you're brave, let's begin. In Hinduism, the god Yama is the god of the dead, king of the underworld, and guardian of the souls of their journey through the underworld. He is associated with righteousness and justice. He is usually the judge, weighing the actions of the deceased and determining their fate in the next life. In addition to the circle of reincarnation, which is linked to the law of karma, there are also two realms where souls can dwell. Swarga, which will be heaven, so to speak, and Naraka, for those who have performed malevolent actions. When you die, you will appear before God Yama. He will judge all your actions in life and determine your next place of residence. If your actions were good, you can go to Swarga, where you will enjoy luxury and peace for eternity. But if you were bad, you will go to Naraka, a hell with 28 divisions, where you will atone for your sins before reincarnating according to the law of karma. It is said that Naraka is beneath the earth, between the 7 worlds of the underworld, known as Patala, and the Garbhodaka ocean, which is the bottom of the universe. Although there aren't many descriptions of Naraka, it is said to be a bottomless pit. It is also said to be a jungle without shade, where there is no water or rest. The Yamadutas, who are the messengers of God Yama, torment souls by order of their master. Naraka, as already mentioned, is divided into 28 levels, and we will go through each one of them. So let's start. The first level, it's called Tamizra. It translates to darkness. Here goes those who took money from others, wives or children. In this realm, the person is tied with ropes and left without food or water. They are beaten and reproached by the Yamadutas until they faint. The second level is the Andatamizra, blinding darkness. Here, the man who deceives another and enjoys his wife and children is tormented until he loses intelligence and sight. The torture is described as cutting a tree from its roots. The third level is called Raurava. It translates to fear or hell of Rurus, assigned for those who, although good to their family and gods, injured other living beings and envied their neighbors. The being injured by this person take a monstrous form resembling voracious snakes that torture them. These beings are called Ruru. It is also said that liars and false witnesses reside in this place. The fourth level, Maharaurava, which translates to the Great Horror. This hell is for those who feel their needs at the expense of others. Their skin will be devoured by the terrible Rurus, here they called Kraviadas. The fifth level, called Kumbipaka, cooked in a pot. This hell is reserved for those who cook live animals in pots of oil. The Yamadutas will cook you here for a year for every hair the animal you cook had. The sixth level, Kalasutra, which translates to a threat of time or death. This hell is for those who disrespect their parents, the elderly, and their grandparents. This hell is made entirely of copper. This place is eternally heated with the flames of hell. The scorching sun above never stops shining. And the souls here will suffer from hunger while they burn, and thirst. They will suffer whether they're sleeping, running, sitting, or standing. The seventh level is called Asipatravana or Asipatrakanana, the forest of sword leaves. This hell is for those who deviate from the religious teaching of the Vedas and are heretics. In this hell, the Yamadutas will chase the souls to whip them out. While they run, they will be caught by the leaves of palm trees that are transformed into swords. The eighth level, called Shukuramukha, the pig's mouth. This place is the home of kings and rulers who punished innocent people. The Yamadutas crush them like sugar cane to extract their juice. They will scream in agony and pain, just like the innocent people that they harmed. The ninth hell, Andakupa, pit with a hidden mouth, is the hell where a person who harms others with the intention of harm them and harms insect is confined. They are attacked by birds, mammals, reptiles, mosquitoes, lices, worms, flies, and many other animals, who deprive them of rest and force them to run back and forward. The 10th level, Kirimibohana, or Kirimibashka, food of worms. This place is for the people who does not share their food with guests, the elderly, the children, gods, and who selfishly eat it alone, and one who eats without performing the Vedic rituals. This hell is 1.5 million kilometers long, is filled with worms. The sinful person is reduced to a worm, who will feed from other worms, which will devour their body for 100,000 years. The 11th level, Sandamsa, Hells of Pincers. A person who steals or pilfers jewels or gold from someone when not in extreme need is confined to this hell. Violator of vows or rules suffer pain here. Their bodies are torn apart by bowls and hot iron pincers. The 12th level, Taptasurmi, Taptamurti, hell of burning iron statues, is for men or women who engages in illicit intimate relationships with a woman or a man, is whipped and forced to embrace hot iron statues shaped like the opposite sex. The 13th level, Bhagrana Taka Salmali, the cotton silk tree with thorn rays. A person who has intimate relationships with non-human beings or engages in excessive coitus is tied to a thorny tree and pulled by the Yamadutas so that their thorns tear their body. The 14th level, Vaitarna, which translates to be crossed. It is a river believed to lie between Naraka and Earth. This river, forming the boundary of Naraka, is filled with excrement, urine, pus, blood, hair, nails, bones, marrow, flesh, and fat, with fierce aquatic beings that devour the flesh of the person. This place is for the person who is born in a respectable family, who neglects their duty. Those are cast into this hell river. Also those who destroy a beehive or a city. How are you going so far? We're halfway through. We still have a little bit more to walk. Let's continue. The 15th level, Poyura, which translates to pause water. This place is for the worker caste. Any husband or sexual partners of humble women and prostitutes who live like beasts without cleanliness or good behavior fall into Poyura, the ocean of pus, excrement, urine, mucus, saliva, and other repugnant things. They are confined here where they are forced to eat these disgusting things. The 16th level, Pranarodna, obstructions to life, is for those that are merchants who engage in the sport of hunting with their dogs or donkeys in the forest. Those huntings resulting in indiscriminate killing of beasts. The Yamadutas played the sport of archery with them as targets in this hell. Level 17, Visashana, murderer. The Yamadutas whip a person who takes pride in their rank and wealth and sacrifice beasts as a symbol of status. Also, weapon makers such as spears, swords, and others remain here. The 18th level, Lalabaksha, saliva as food. A man who forces his wife to drink his personal fluids, if you know what I mean, either out of lust or to assert control, is cast into a river of fluids, which they are forced to drink. Also, those who eat before offering food to the gods, ancestors, or guests are taken to this hell. The 19th level, Sarameyadana, Hells of Sarama's Sons. It's a place for looters who burn houses and poison people for wealth, as well as kings and other government officials who snatch money from traders, massacre, or ruin the nation. Those people are cast into this hell. In here, 720 fierce dogs, the sons of god Sarama, with sharp teeth like blades, feed on them by order of the Yamadutas. 20th level, Avichimat, without water, without waves. A person who lies under oath or in business is repeatedly thrown headfirst from a 1,500 kilometers high mountains, whose sides are stone waves, but without water. Their body continually break, but they ensure they do not die. The 21st level, Ajapana, the iron drink, is for anyone that under oath drinks alcohol. The Yamadutas stand on their chests and force them to drink molten iron. The 22nd level, Sarakatsadama, which translates to acidic or saline mud, is for one who in false pride does not honor a person of higher birth, austerity, knowledge, behavior, caste, or spiritual order than himself. This person is tortured in this hell. The Yamadutas throw him headfirst and torment him. The 23rd level is the Raksogana, Bojana, meal of Rakshasas. Those who practice human sacrifice and cannibalism are condemned to this hell. Their victims, in the form of these monsters, cut them with sharp knives and swords. They feed on their blood and sing and dance in joy, just as the sinners sacrifice their victims. The 24th level is called Shulaprota, pierced by a spear or a sharp point. This place is for the people who give shelter to birds of animals pretending to be their saviors, but then harass them by poking them with threats, nails, or using them as lifeless toys. Also, some people behave similarly with humans, gaining their trust and then killing them with sharp tridents or spears. The bodies of such sinners, exhausted by hunger and thirst, are pierced with sharp spears and needle-like objects. Ferocious carnivore birds like vultures and herons tear and devour their flesh. 25th level, Dandasuka, snakes. Full of envy and fury, some people harm others like snakes. These people are destined to be devoured by snakes in this hell. 26th level, Avata Nirodhana, confined in a hole. People who confine others in dark wells or mountain caves are cast into this hell, a dark pit wrapped in smokes that are poisons that suffocate them. The 27th level, Paryavartana, the return. A head of the family who received guests with cruel looks and insults is restrained in this hell. Hard-looking vultures, herons, crows, and similar birds watch him and suddenly fly and poke out their eyes. And finally, the last level, the 28th level, Susimukha, Needle Face, a man who is always suspicious and guard against people trying to snatch his wealth, a person that is proud of his money, or that have seemed to obtain all his wealth. They lay in here. The Yamadutas will sew a thread through all his body. Alright, I think we have to wrap up on this one. We don't want to stay here too long, do we? So let's end this week's episode here. Before I go, I want to remind you that if you're an artist, writer, painter, sculptor, or drawer of horror or mystery things, leave me your Instagram in the comments. I would love to see your work, and I will share it in here. I will leave mine in the comments in case you want to chat a little bit. I also will be uploading pictures of the birthdays of the week and things related to the next chapter. Remember that I'll be here the next Monday with all of you. Also, my friend Deadgun Showtime is on Twitch. He's from Friday to Tuesday. He's playing Battlefield 5 and he's dying to play Dragon's Dogma 2. If you can, drop by his channel. Sometimes I show up there to play a little bit Battlefield with him. Please don't forget that this episode will be uploaded in Spanish in case you have a friend who doesn't speak English but is interested in learning more about the Underworld. I want to thank Repulsive for the music that accompanied this episode. And I want to thank you all for tuning into 1999K Radio. Have a peaceful and chilly night. And remember, everything is paid in this life or the next one. Good night.